Hi guys, and welcome to another video by Blissful Techno Health. Today we're going to look at how to configure a domain controller using Windows Server 2012 R2. The process is pretty much the same for 2012 as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Now this is a fresh install. I just barely installed this server OS, so this is kind of out of the box scenario. So go ahead and just follow along with me. First thing we're going to do is get this thing configured. So go ahead and right click on your start menu. Let's go to a command prompt. Okay, we're going to type sconfig to get this this server configured. Okay, so here it is out of the box. Number one, we don't have a domain yet. Okay, that's what we're going to create. Computer name. Okay, let's go ahead and give this computer a name. So I'm going to hit number 2 and enter new computer name. We're going to call this AD server VM because it's a virtual machine that I put together for this video. And you asked restart. I'm going to say no. I'm going to finish through the configuration here. So it still says the name's different. We're going to skip number 3 and we're going to skip number 4. We're going to skip number 5, and if you want to do updates, you can. Actually, it's recommended to go ahead and do all the updates before continuing on with everything, but that's up to you. Remote desktop is disabled. You can enable that if you want to. I like to do number 1 to have it more secure. So then the next most important thing is number 8, network settings. Okay. So you can see here, available network adapters, index number 10. Okay, that network adapter, we're going to choose that by typing in 10. And we are going to set a network adapter address by hitting number 1. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give it a static IP address. It's very important that your domain controller has a static IP address. You don't want that changing from the DHCP server ever for any reason. And this one already has an address of 021, so we're going to just leave it at that. We're going to go 192.168.0.21. Okay, subnet mask, just leave it blank for default. Gateway, okay, our 01. Preferred DNS server, number 2. We're going to make it 0.21, and then 192.168.0.1 because it's the only domain controller that we have. And 01 is our gateway. So let's go ahead and return to main menu. Okay, return to main menu. Date and time, you can do the rest of that if you want. We're going to go ahead and restart the server by hitting 13. Yes, let's reboot. Okay, we're back, and I'm logged in as the local administrator. Now, let's go back and take a look at our configuration again with sconfig and a command prompt. Let's look at our network settings. Okay, it looks like we got everything looks like it held here. 0.21, that's what we set it as. Our gateway, DNS server, it's pointing to itself. Then we got alternate pointing to the gateway. Okay, so that's good. Look at that, the name, Active Directory server, VM. Okay, so everything looks good there. I'm going to hit to a command prompt, get back to our desktop here and our GUI. And once we get to that point, we're ready to go ahead and start adding some roles and features. You can just click here, or you can go to Manage, Add Roles and Features on your server manager. Okay. Once you get into here, go ahead and just follow along. You skip down to server selection. It's the only server we have right now. Server roles. Okay, I always like to do this in order just because I'm a little OCD. So first thing I like to do is just DNS by itself. Okay, you gotta have DNS set up on a domain controller. Blah, blah, blah. Next. Install. Okay, once that installs, go ahead and close down. And let's go to add roles and features and server selection, server roles. We're going to do ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services. Sure, looks great. Send it through. Next. And install. And I'm going to go ahead and let sit here and install while I talk to you for a minute. So we just went through, we configured the server on the network, gave it a static IP address, gave it a proper DNS settings, gave it a proper name. Now we went through and installed DNS. Now we're installing the ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services. You can see here now that that's done. We're going to close that down. Okay, well now that we installed Active Directory Domain Services, now we need to configure the domain services, okay? So you can see here, post deployment configuration, okay? So promote this server to a domain controller. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to add a new forest because we do not have a domain here yet, okay? I'm just gonna call this mydomain.local, okay? And so make it whatever you want, .local. It's fine, you know, if you're doing this for a company or a business or just for testing purposes, you know, however you want to do it. mycomputerstore.local or, you know, whatever. So add new forest. Next. La 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 la. Select the functional level of the new forest and domain. So if it's the only server, we're going to leave it at 2012 R2. We don't have anything lower than that, so we're going to leave it. If you're joining this to something that's going to run alongside a 2008, you know, you're going to want to do that. A DSRM password, just make it something that you can remember, write it down, whatever. I've never actually had to use the restore mode password, so don't worry about the delegation for DNS because I can't find a parent zone. That's whatever. You just tell it to go away. Next. Verify the NetBIOS name assigned to the domain and change it if necessary. Just whatever it gives it, just leave it. It's just your NetBIOS. It's just using your domain name minus the local. And we're gonna move on through the setup here. Paths. Now we're gonna go ahead and just leave it all on the C drive for the purposes of this video. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's best to split these up on different disks. But we're just gonna leave them all here. But maybe I'm confusing with SQL Server. I don't know. If I'm wrong, comment on the video down below. Next, and it's kind of cool. You can view the script here on what we've done. The PowerShell. So review options. Next, everything looks great. Prerequisites check. Just kind of blow through this. This can take a minute. Should be quick though. I'm not going to bother pausing the video. Here we go. Everything passed successfully. All this shenanigans here, don't worry about it. We're good. Install. Okay, so this is going to install. And if you have any questions, shoot them down below. Comments, shoot them down below. If you want to educate me on something that maybe I was wrong on, shoot me a comment down below. I'm always open-minded, and there's always something new to learn with IT. Always something we're goofing up or not knowing right, or there's just so much. One person's experience will be different than another person's experience. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, I'm not gonna pause. Okay, so the server was successfully done. It's gonna reboot. So it's gonna sign you out, so that's fine. Go ahead and reboot. Oh, there it's gone. Just had to wait a minute. I'm not gonna pause the video this time. It boots fast. Well, rebooted fast last time. Guess y'all just gonna hang out with me here at a black screen. Oh, there we go. Please wait. Okay, it's configuring itself. But yeah, it's pretty much it in a nutshell. Not much left to do after this. I'll have a separate video on going through and making users and creating organizational units and kind of managing users and groups and whatnot. But this gets you installed and configured out of the box, a domain controller. I did go through this kind of fast, but I presume that you already know at least a decent amount if you're learning how to put a domain controller together. But if you have questions, shoot me a comment down below. Okay, so now notice we got to log in. Okay. Configure this local server. We are going to go ahead and take a look at our. So we see now we got Active Directory set up here, right? So we are going to go ahead and take a look now. Come to Tools, Active Directory Users and Computers. We're going to go take a look at our administrator account and look at our domain here. mydomain.local is our name. Okay, you can see here we got users. Built-in account for Active Directory using the same password that I had for my local account. Okay, we can always change that. Reset password, you can right click, reset password, whatever. You can create new users in here, but this gets you set up with Active Directory and getting a domain controller started. So that's this process. That's kind of the details of this video. If you guys have any questions, please shoot me a comment down below. If I left anything out, please shoot me a comment down below. But we can also see here, you know, we are on the domain now. Yeah, also in a separate video, check out my channel. I'm also going to show you how to join a computer to a domain, okay? And that's using Windows 10. So check out my channel, look for the other videos on how to go from here. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.